YouTube, Shinobi here with a review of the Power Rangers Dino Charge Ptera Charge Megazord. The Power Rangers Dino Charge version of Ptera Gordon or Ptera Dino from Juden Sentai Kyoryuger. And I'm really excited that I finally found this. It's been a long time hunting, but it is finally here. A quick look at the Megazord in the box. Obviously, just like the Dino Charge Megazord, it comes a little bit disassembled. Got some guns up here that we'll cover. So that's a flip part of the guns. There's his head. And it does include a clear, or translucent, or whatever, Ptera Charger. So that's really cool, our first version of the Ptera Charger, since the other one is not out yet. But, pretty nice, simple box art up here, a nice render of the Ptera Zord right there. I did find this at my not-so-local Walmart for $34.99, but your price may vary by store. A lot of the tags still say, like, the 32... whatever it was, $32.47 or whatever. So you might be able to argue a little bit, but this rang up at $34.99. So let's go ahead and get it open and take a look. Real quick, before we take a look at the Ptera Charge Megazord, here is the Dino Charger that comes with it. It is just a clear version of the normal Pteranodon Dino Charger, just like the Dino Charge Megazord came with a clear Tyrannosaurus Rex Charger. This one comes with a clear Pteranodon Charger. So pretty cool. Very, very simple. Nice clear plastic. Gold everywhere else. Normal animation. Nothing too crazy.
Ptera Charger, engage! Energize! Unleash the power! Pteranodon, Power Ranger Gold!
Hooray! And here is the Ptera Charge Megazord. Now real quick, it does come with this piece right here, and in the box, it was actually located right here on these clips. It serves no purpose. It doesn't plug in absolutely anywhere on this guy other than right there. So it's just like a cosmetic thing for in the box. They're like, oh, if you take this off, it's just a hole in his chest. It's ugly. So they made this black piece to plug in right there to cover up that hole. That is really the only purpose this thing serves. So I'm just going to go ahead and toss this aside because we don't need that. And plug the Pteranodon face back in there. So I actually really like the Ptera Charge Megazord. It does a lot of things that are really fun and really great. Real quick in comparison with the Japanese version, there's some gold down here that I think is supposed to be blue. But that's not a huge deal to me, even though they use blue paint up here, so I don't know why they didn't bother just doing that. But my biggest complaint, compared to the Japanese version, and even if the Japanese version didn't exist, this is still a complaint, these claws don't move. The suit and the show and the Japanese toy have the hands and the claws connected, so when the claws come down, he's got little claws on his hands. That's not the case here. These don't move, and that's really obnoxious, and it just looks really strange to me. So I'm not a huge fan of that. But other than that, this is a great representation of the suit and the show for those on a budget or those that just really like collecting the Dino Charge line. It's a great toy line so far. I think they're really knocking it out of the park. I love the streamlined body here. One of my biggest complaints with Ptera Dino was the fact that the Pteranodon head was so big that it covered the robot head a lot. But because this is a little bit more streamlined, you get some really good shots of the robot head. So I really like that. People will also point out that the visors do not come down on any of the robots, the Pteranodon head or the Megazord head, but that's not a huge deal to me. I don't really care about that. But it's a great representation of a suit in the show. You still have, action feature-wise, you still have these. He does use these little blades from the wings on the show. So that is cool that those are still there. And something that this toy has that the Japanese release doesn't, and doesn't have it, period, are these things, which look really gaudy. And there he goes, he's doing the splits. Woo! These are just really gaudy right here. And it's really hit and miss with me. I like the concept quite a bit. I love the concept of giving this guy cannons, but I really wish these folded back one additional way to be flush against the back. And what happens is when you insert the Dino Charger, these will flip forward, and I will demonstrate that in a minute. But as it stands, when it's in the standby mode, it just looks really bad. Like, it just doesn't look nice at all. Aesthetically pleasing. For those of you that want a little bit more dedication to the look in the show, they pop right off. They pop right off, and all you get is that there's these clips right here. That is the only thing that happens by taking those off. To demonstrate the feature, I will go ahead and pop them back on, but I did want to demonstrate that if you do not like those cannons, just pop them off. There's no need to complain about them. You just pop them off. Pop them off, throw them away, whatever you want to do. But you can take the Dino Charger and just stick it in right here, and those get folded over. Exciting, right? I know, and then close that up, and now he's got some front-facing cannons. Woohoo! It's not really that thrilling. There's no missiles, there's no sounds, it's just an aesthetic. And like I said, if you don't like the aesthetic, you just go ahead and pop them right off, and then drop them like a crazy. But one thing that you can do is that these actually pop right off of there. Just like that, and they can actually become handheld guns. Which is another thing that I think is kind of cool. So if you didn't want your Ptera Charge Megazord to have the cannons on his back, you can give him the cannons as little handheld guns. Now there's nowhere else to really plug them in, so it's not like you can get rid of that cannon port and then attach these somewhere else, except for the wings right here. So that's really the only place, I believe, to put them. We'll find out later. So I'll just go ahead and set those aside, but a very nice rendition of the Megazord, and it retains a lot of the transformation and play value of the Japanese one. Obviously there's no sounds or anything like that, but it's a US toy line. We haven't had sounds in our Megazord in years, so that is nothing to be surprised about. But a great little toy for sure. Transformation into the Ptera Zord mode is incredibly simple, but before that, there are some other combinations to do. Now, of course, if you flip these up, you have a really broad shoulder span here, but it opens up these ports down here, and you'll recognize those ports from the Dino Charge Megazord. But what you can do is you can take any of the armed dinosaurs. The one seen in the show most often was the Western mode in Kyoryuger, the Pararaptor formation for Dino Charge. But any of the armed dinosaurs, you can just go ahead and plug right into those arm slots right there. So I'm only going to demonstrate the Pararaptor formation. If you want to see the other ones, go ahead and check out my photo gallery. I'll have all the combinations up there. But there you go. There is the Ptera Charge Megazord Pararaptor formation. He's kind of on a slant. There we go, fix the slant. And it's interesting. I don't really like how broad the shoulders are in this mode. The suit in the show didn't have that problem, but both the Japanese toy and this toy does, just based on how it's engineered. But it's great that it does have that compatibility. So you can use the Stego, the Tricera, you can use the upcoming Ammonite or Pachysards. So you got a whole lot of playability with this thing as well. Plus you do also have Zord Builder ports up there, down here, and down there. So you can use stuff like this, which is infinitely cooler than actually having them as arms. I'm not sure what good a claw is on your shoulder, but the arm-mounted laser is definitely really cool. There we go, maybe the claw is more beneficial on the leg. It makes a little more sense. It's kind of big and bulky, but it makes a little more sense. But the Zord Builder playability is there, and of course you can use any of the Zord Builder compatible ports from the MMPR 2010 line all the way until now. So if you've been collecting, or your kids have been collecting, all the way through there, you have so much playability at the palm of your hand that I just can't help but really love this this feature of the toys. A lot of people say it ruins them and stuff, but I don't see adding a whole level of playability as ruining. It's just definitely making them infinitely more fun for really, it's not ruining anything, really, but that's an argument for a different day. It's a feature that I like. Your opinion is your opinion, and liking it is my opinion. But I definitely do really enjoy this. It's really fun to play with. So as I said before, transformation to the Ptera Zord is really simple. Just fold up the helmet right here, hide that, raise up this little cresty thing, flip these up, and flip the little wingy things out, And then you're just going to take this entire section and take it off. From here, you're just going to swing that around and swing that around. And fold that. And then swing that around. Swing that around. I swung these around the wrong way. I do believe they're supposed to go backwards like that. So there you go. You got something along the lines of that. And then you just take the two pieces, connect them together, and then there are little holes and pegs on the wings there that will plug the legs into the arms and generate your wings. And there you have the Ptera Zord. It's very simple. It does have a little bit of belly, but the Japanese toy did too. Just the way it's engineered, it's really unavoidable rather. But that's really about it for this one. There's no really movable wings, just because of the way everything snaps together. These back here can bend, so you can swing them down for the Pteranodon mode if you want to make them a little bit different. But it's a design that I really like. It's really a shame that the gold paint couldn't continue onto here. Even if it's blue in the show, I would be okay with it being gold if they would have just continued it. Again, Bandai America paint budget, I suppose. But that is really my only gripe about this mode. One thing that they did that I really do enjoy is that if you take a look at this, if you set it down, he falls back because he's quite heavy in the derriere. So what they did to remedy this is that they included this little pull-out section right here that you just slide all the way out and flip down, and it basically acts as a little kickstand. So now you plop him down, and he can stay flat on a shelf in Ptera Zord mode, which is fantastic, because otherwise you really wouldn't be able to display it like this. Not that I think many people are going to display them in their dinosaur modes, but it is still a feature that is definitely cool. And like I said before, our charger is still in, so you're really not going to be able to do anything besides this without taking the charger out. But you can pop the cannons back in, and now you have the Ptera Zord with the cannons, which is actually really cool. I like the Ptera Zord with the cannons. Definitely adds a little something to them. And of course, you can swing these back, and it looks a lot sleeker in the Ptera Zord mode than it does on the Ptera Charge Megazord. But those will just swing forward. But again, for now, I'm just going to go ahead and pop them off, since we're going to be a little bit more screen accurate here. But a really nice rendition of the Ptera Zord mode. And like I said, I really do like the little kind of belly kickstand that they got going on. That's kind of actually in an inappropriate place. But that is okay. So finally, one last thing is that this does have compatibility with connecting to the Dino Charge Megazord to form a currently unnamed combination. It hasn't appeared in the show because the show doesn't come back until August, and it's currently July. But it's probably going to be like the Dino Charge Megazord Ptera formation, or like the Dino Ptera Charge Megazord, or something like that. I don't know which route they're going, but anyway, all you have to really do is take off the head right here, flip that little kickstand back in, fold these flat just so they don't bump into anything, and really that is all you do for this guy. For the the Dino Charge Megazord, we're going to take off the tail, take off the helmet. Then on the Ptera Zord, you're going to take the tail right here and just clip it right back here on both of those pegs. And then you're going to take the helmet, and that is going to peg in right here, facing upward, just like that. And finally, you get some docking right in here, and that will just plug right in. Now, it is worth noting that the tail right there acts as a stabilizer. If you take the tail off, that thing will tumble backwards quicker than you can blink. So the moral of the story is don't take it off. And in this piece, there is a little clip right there. We'll just clip right into the top of the Dino Charge Megazord's head and swing that little mouth thingy down. And there you go. We're going to go ahead and take the charger out of that because it kind of looks silly, and the T-Rex doesn't have his charger. But there you have this formation, and just like the Japanese version, I'm not a fan of the helmet. It covers up the face a lot. But it's alright. I like the way the helmet looks, I just kind of wish it didn't hide so much of the face. But I always dug this combination. I like it when a Megazord gets wings. I just always like Megazords that have drank Red Bull, because it's really fun. I like flying. Flying is neat. So you guys, a little sword, you can pop that out if you want to, but it doesn't do anything, but it's definitely a formation for sure. Then for funskis, you can attach the raptor back here and the parasaur over here. I don't know if that did anything other than make him really freaking heavy in the back. So now you have a formation that houses all 6 of the main dinosaurs. That's really freaking cool. I don't know like what good that does. I guess if it's flying, it's got a laser and a claw now. So hurrah. But I do like the fact that there's a possibility of making all 6, even though that will never appear in the show. It's still a pretty cool looking formation in my opinion. So overall, the Ptera Charge Megazord is just really fun. I'm a huge fan of the Megazords that have like a base mode that transform into the Megazord mode without needing any other things to connect with it or anything. I'm just basically a Transformer, but I love Transformers, so that's why. But I don't know, I've always really liked the Ptera Dino from Charger, and this one's no exception. It's a little bit more streamlined. The design was already kind of streamlined to begin with, but some of the changes they did I do really like. I really wish those claws moved. That's really my only complaint about the toy at all, and that doesn't even stem from the Japanese version being quote-unquote better. I just really wish those moved. But at the end of the day, if you've been collecting the Dino Charger line or have a nice healthy Zord Builder collection, the Ptera Charge Megazord is a wonderful addition. It does lack Zord Builder ports overall, particularly in like the legs and stuff, so that's a little bit of a bummer as always, but those arm joints where the arms connect can pop off, so you can attach the T-Rex arms to the Ptera Charge Megazord if you want. I don't know why you want to, but you can because it's Zord Builder. So I wish there was a little bit more ports on it to make use of like the leg area and stuff, but at the end of the day, it's super compatible with all the Dino Charge toys and all the Zord Builder toys in the past. It's a lot of fun and definitely worth the pickup, even if $34.99 is kind of getting a little steep for these. But it's still alright at the end of the day. So thanks for watching, take care, and have a great one. Bye.